Right, this is Dan Meehan for Fight News Australia, and today we have Reece McLaren who takes on Windson Ramos at 162 on October 21st. Reece, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing really good. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
No worries at all. Thanks for coming on. Now, I always like to ask this, when I interview someone for the first time. But can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you found your way to martial arts?
Um, yeah, I grew up on a small isolated island called Christmas Island. We had a few visitors come and go, and they slowly would introduce different martial arts to us as young kids, and then basically it sparked an interest. And when we moved over to the mainland, I found a jiu-jitsu club, and the rest is history.
Yeah, right. And did you just pretty much decide straight away that this was a career that you wanted to pursue, or when did that sort of switch get flicked?
I always wanted to pursue something. I always believe, you gotta chase a dream or do what makes you happy, and this made me extremely happy, and I did pretty well with the jiu-jitsu side of everything, and then the next challenge from that was mixed martial arts, so that's where it's gone.
Yeah, awesome. Now, before we get down to business, it looks like you've got a 1-year-old on your hands now. So, how's dad life been so far?
Oh man, dad life's been just the best. It's so funny. I think it suits my lifestyle. It's like people are like, "Hey, you want to come out?" And I'm like, no, I can't."
I can certainly sympathise with that. Yeah, it's definitely it's an easy out for anything that you sort of don't really want to go to, right? But I think I heard Uriah Faber say once that becoming a dad can go one of two ways. It can make fighters sort of harder or more determined, or on the flip side, it can make them sort of go a bit soft. So, do you feel like you have more to fight for now?
Oh, heaps. This is my reason why it just got even bigger. Like, yeah, she's just her and my wife are just my world. So everything now is not just for myself; it's for them and our future.
Yeah, beautiful. And I've seen that you've recently been training at Boonchu Gym with obviously Muay Thai legend John Wayne Parr. So, what's that been like training under him?
Yeah, oh man, it's been absolutely amazing. I tell him all the time, like the happiest chapters of my life. And now with him, it's just amazing. He brings a real war fight style to life, and everything just he says just makes sense.
And can you tell us a little bit about the decision to sort of to add that to your training regime?
Uh, it wasn't the decision itself was never easy. It was never taken lightly. I kind of did a bit of floating around. Um, there was just I don't know. I kind of just come full circle. I trained with him a couple years back, but I didn't really have a MMA thing going there. Now they've got a mixed martial arts program at Boonchu. It's I've just fallen right into to place there.
Right, so you're training full time at Boonchu, or are you sort of splitting your time with other gyms?
No, I'm 100% out of Boonchu.
Awesome, awesome. Now, last time we saw you in the one circle was at 158 against Ji Wei. Now, you faced a little bit of adversity early on in that one, but obviously managed to come out with a round one submission. So, it sounds like you might have had a bit of a rough camp for that one. Can you tell us a little bit about what went down there?
Yeah, look, it was a long one. Originally, it was meant to happen, I think, in February or very, very early in the year. And when the big COVID thing was going around, I think that played a little bit havoc with my kidneys. So I had bad kidneys or whatever. They were saying like renal failure, this and that. And I had to get tests. And then I didn't really get cleared to fight because of it. Somehow my kidneys made a full bounce back, and it got cleared for later on, and yeah, got in there and got the job done, and looking now to move on and keep bouncing for that title.
Absolutely. And before we get to all that, how do you reflect on the fight itself against Ji Wei? It was it was a fun one to watch while it lasted.
Yeah, look, he'd never been defeated. He's super, super dangerous. We knew he was super dangerous coming into it, and chin checked. Pretty much done getting my chin checked. It's still intact, so yeah. Look, he was just such a dangerous fight, and he's pushing, in that top 5 as everyone is that wants my spot. So keep lining up. I'll keep putting you back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm hoping camp has gone a little bit smoother this time around for you.
Yeah, just spending more time at Boonshoot, everything's falling into place a little bit more, and I'm just feeling so fight fit that I'm just, we're very ready.
Absolutely, and of course the opponent, as mentioned off the top, is Windson Ramos. How much do you know about him, and how do you view the matchup?
Yeah, he's a very good grappler. I think he's a no-gi world champion. He's a European no-gi champion, and that's a pretty good title to have, especially like a world title in no-gi. Yeah, very impressive. He looks like he's got some very good grappling, so we'll test our iron against that.
Absolutely, and if I'm not mistaken, I think this might be your 14th fight under the one banner, and obviously Ramos is unranked and fighting for the second time in the one circle. So, how much say do you have in sort of the opponent selection? I assume you would have had your eye on the top 4 above you in after the Shiwei win.
Yeah, look, I'm always pushing for someone in the top 5, but I'm not going to say no to anyone. They obviously think, he thinks he wants my number, so. Yeah, look,
that's it.
To me, the ranking thing is I'm not too fussed with it. I just want fights and want to keep winning.
All right, and of course, you had a crack at a world title against Bibiano back in 2016, which it's hard to believe that was 6 years ago, to be honest. But you came close, right? Like I'm sure the ultimate goal for you at this point is to win that world title. So how far off do you think you might be?
Well, after that, I then went to be the number 1 contender for the flyweight, and I was meant to fight for that, I think, in 2018. Morales got injured, and I ended up fighting Suba that night. So I always think I'm 1 or 2 wins away from fighting for that gold. And yeah, man, I'm down. Line them up.
And of course, the top 5 at flyweight in one championship is a bit of a murderer's row there. Of course, at the top of the tree is Demetrius Johnson, who's obviously one of the greats at flyweight level. So I know you're probably not looking past Windson, but it's got to be a dream matchup, right? And how do you feel? You'd sort of match up with Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, no, you have to be in this to want to compete against the very best, and he is the very best. I believe that he's the greatest mixed martial artist to ever have done it. So to challenge him for gold as well is just that'd be amazing.
Yep, and you've obviously been a staple of one championship for a while now. So how significant is it from your point of view that one is sort of starting to break into the US market?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think finally they'll start to get the respect that they deserve. I've said it for a long time. I think the best flyweights are in one, and I think we're proving it day in, day out.
Yeah, and what's your gut feel? Does it feel like one championship's catching on in the US?
Yeah, I think they're doing all right. I think the numbers are good, and the big deal with Prime Amazon is amazing. I think they've done their research as they always do, and they've picked the biggest opportunities that they can, and yeah, it's exciting times. Very exciting times.
Absolutely. And do you feel there's a chance that one could catch on down here in Australia as well?
Yeah, look, I think we have enough, Aussies on there now. It's just time will tell. It's so crazy. The sport's still growing, and it's still the fastest growing sport in the world. And I just hope that with the backing and the martial art background that one push and strive for, that type of respect will be more respected here in Australia than the thuggery sort of other side that mixed martial arts has always had the presence of. I think that's almost gone, but
Yeah, absolutely. And Reece, before I let you go, do you have any sponsors or anyone you'd like to shout out? I'll hand the reins over to you.
Yeah, look, everyone that jumped on board, Advanced Decon, my demo boys, thank you very much. Power Turbine Solutions, the fight dietitian, as always, getting me down the weight and happy enough. Always hungry. Always a little bit hangry, but that's just a part of it with this weight. Nicky Strong, AF. Ah, there's so many. My Christmas Island crew, Ultimate Finish Carpentry. Thank you very much for jumping on as well, and obviously my wife dealing
Yeah.
with this fight camp after fight camp. I really just appreciate everything she does. It's amazing.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, Reece, thank you so much for taking the time, and all the best at 162.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having us.